flight in Algarve in October. It's gonna be legendary. I hope you're there. And because the place is legendary, because the people coming are legendary, we have today a legendary human, Miss Hannah Dixon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me, from the legend himself, Gonzalo.
We are working on that. We are working on that. I'm very excited to have you because I think I invited you for so many things, and somehow you are always on the other side of the world when I organize something. That
Yep.
it's almost a miracle that you are in Europe in October, and that we'll have the pleasure to have you at the Nomad World in Algarve. So thank you so much for that.
I'm very excited to finally be able to attend, and I'm very, very honored to be speaking as well. So thank you so much for continuously inviting me.
Now, I think it's going to be very, very fun. Did you see something from last year? Did you see any videos, or you were going
I
like full
did. I
blinded?
did. And I had some of our members, some of our VA crew who actually attended, and they spoke volumes of the event. So I'm very excited because their testimony was like, oh my God, you need to go next year.
Wow. Okay. So the pressure is very, very, very high
Yes.
right now. Where are you today? I know. Are you already in Europe? Or are you still in the other side of the world?
I'm in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. But I'm going to be heading to Europe this year. I think I don't know if I told you yet, but I'm going to try and be moving to Portugal. So I will be coming to a lot more events in future.
Oh, we are kidnapping you to our events. It's like you don't have. If you move to Portugal, you don't have escape. Because we are doing community in Porto, we are doing community in Peniche, we are doing community in Madeira Island. You will be intra digital now, where you travel instead of traveling the world, you just travel Portugal.
Yep, I'm good with that. You know what? It's funny because having dogs now, it's like they don't travel easy. They're big dogs. They have to go in the cargo. So it's very different, you know?
So what's
But
the plan? Can you share a little bit more? So you are planning to move to Portugal. First, great
yes.
decision making, amazing decision
Mhm.
making. But being now with dogs and having
Yeah.
dogs, you will move from Mexico to Portugal, which is truly incredible. How do you go about it? So do you try to find a house? Do you do the legal side first? Because I'm guessing there's a lot of research to be made around how to
Yeah.
move from Mexico to Portugal with animals. How do you go about
Yeah.
that actually?
Well, we haven't done a big move like that before. So we are working with a relocation person to get us a rental up and running and already furnished how we need it beforehand so that we can just arrive with the dogs. And I'm also thinking this is a little bit extreme, but I'm like, this is our lives. We might take a road trip up to New York with the dogs. And then there's a cruise ship that takes dogs to England. And then we can all take the cruise ship and then do that. So I really don't like putting them in the cargo if we can help it. So we'll probably see if we could do that. And it's an experience, right? It'll be fun. I'm probably never going to go to a cruise ship otherwise.
It's so true. Oh, actually, I can tell you. I remember I was speaking with Chase Warrington, the head
Yeah.
of remote and now head of operations, I think, from Doist, and he has the same issue. He has a big dog, a
Yep.
husky, it's a very
We've
husky.
been talking about it.
And he told me, I think him and also Darcy Bowles, because Darcy
Mm.
Bowles is also moving to Portugal to Madeira Island, and we were
Ah,
talking. Darcy mentioned that there is a private jet that's not so far
yes.
that specializes in bringing animals, in this case dogs and cats, to Europe. It's absolutely
Yep.
wild, the cool things
It,
that are being invented for people
I
like
think
us.
there needs to be a lot more of those services because right now it's still like almost 10 grand one way, one person, one animal. I'm like, I'm not paying that. I love you dogs, but I'm not paying that.
What's the price of love, Hannah? What's the price of love?
Yeah, I know.
No, I love it. So it's very cool that you're investing to see your life because you are in this mix or 100% location dependent at the same time, half nomadic, half craving for a home.
yeah,
And
yeah,
how do you identify yourself in terms of nomad world? The nomad world, do you still identify as nomadic, just location independent? I do what I want. How do you usually think about yourself?
I guess still a digital nomad. I still travel like a hell of a lot from here. I think for me, the term really is like having that ability to up and move anywhere. So, we utilize house sitters a lot. So we still take these long trips. I'm going away for 3 months the end of this year. So for me, I still feel like a nomad, but I do have a base. So the distinction is that I have a base wherever we are now, and that's mostly for the dogs.
It's a blessing. I think it's actually very good. I now have a base in Madeira, and I fully understand the benefits of
Yeah.
having a base. Even just having my
Yeah.
stuff, I built a home
Yeah.
gym, and it's like, yeah, I go back to my home gym. I'm so
Mm.
happy just to
Yeah.
feel that there's a place I can call home. I think
Yep.
that
And
is
collect books.
so. Yes, but we need to be careful because it looks like when you move books from a place to another to Portugal, they are very heavy, and it looks like
Yes.
it's very expensive very fast.
Unless you take a cruise ship. I've thought about this.
I never thought we could take a cruise ship to move to a new country. That's genius, actually.
Yeah. More
Oh,
luggage.
shit. I love it. So let's speak about what you're building. I'm following you. I think since before I was at TNW, I was following you, your work, the amazing things that you are doing. But if someone is just jumping in for the first time and don't know about all the crazy, beautiful things that you are doing, can you tell us, can you unveil a little bit of all your private work life and all the cool things that you're doing right now?
Sure. So for the last decade, I've been working in the virtual assistant space. So I started as a virtual assistant myself. I built a community around what I was doing. I was trying to meet other nomads at the time. And people started asking me, how are you doing this? How are you getting clients? I was seeing like quite a lot of success. And so I threw together this little program called the 5-Day VA. And I did it in the moment. I was like, what would I want to know if I was just getting started? What did I like take so long to learn? How could I condense this? And I put it together and people got results. They got clients. And I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at this training thing. So skip forward 10 years. I've now trained over 30,000 virtual assistants and freelancers. So that is my core business. I also help people with recruiting. So if they want to recruit freelancers, VAs, they can come to me. And then on the other side of that, I'm building a few things on the side. I'm writing a book right now. So that's sneak peek. That's happening. I'm also started something called VADHG, where we're connecting neurodiverse entrepreneurs with neurodiverse talent. That's another thing that I'm working on. And then I'm also starting something called Rainbow Remote, which is going to be a conference for queer digital nomads, location independent folks, remote workers. So that's all in the making.
I love it. Actually, we have a friend in common, and I'm here. I'm right now in Sinaia, Romania, organizing a conference, a small an experience, which is like 15 people, more cozy and sharing. Actually, we have a friend in common, Nathan, and he was actually we were speaking yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'm doing this digital community, and Hannah is thinking about building this really cool conference. It's like, hell yeah, it's time. Finally, things are happening. So I like that the community is getting together to do really cool stuff and actually, change a little bit the whole perspective and create this really strong community that we have inside, but it's not promoted and it's not connected many times. So I love it.
For sure.
I want to ask another question, which is writing a book. Very interesting. I'm writing a book myself, and it's deep. How is going your experience?
I would be lying if I said it wasn't also deeply painful. But it's going. I think my issue, and I'm not sure what your issue is with it, like what the thing is that's painful for you, but for me, it's the fact that I write like a bunch of it, and then I make the mistake of reading it. And then I'm like, this all needs doing again. Nope. So like, I'm just keep backtracking instead of moving forward. I kind of just need to get it all out and then proof it, but I just keep going back in the moment. And it will take a while, but it will be worth it in the end. And I'm sure yours will be too.
I hope so. So my issue is actually sitting down in one place for more than 10 minutes and writing.
Right, okay. So focus.
I'm struggling with the focus, with the agenda. I travel too much right now, so I hope that in the summer I'm doing the fitness school living in Las Palmas. So I really hope that in the summer, at least during this time, I can sit at least 2 hours a day and actually write, because it's all here. We just have to download it into some form of written agenda, because this is not working.
Or just an idea, Mr. Community Builder, you could do a writing retreat.
Oh my God.
Like rent out like a castle or something and have a few people that want to write a book come for a month. Just saying.
Oh my God. Hannah, I thought you had enough things in my life right now. So you are giving me one more. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Anytime.
On the other side, it's absolutely genius. So I have these mixed feelings about your proposal. Like, hell yeah. On the other side, like,
we'll talk.
Another one. I love this because I actually have lots of things in nature, and I love to be in nature or facing the sea. Sort of Albufeira, where organizing the conference, is a great place. You have this co-working space in front of the sea, and I really like to write outdoors for some reason. I cannot write in the office or at home. I have to write outside. I cannot explain it. It's just who I am. So actually, this writing retreat, we should do something around writing your book or writings at the Nomad World. I would take a deep meditation around it on how we can connect those things, because I know more people, more friends of mine are creating
Yeah.
books and writing and through this painful process
Yeah.
themselves. So it will be very good to share all that at the Nomad World and connect people. I think that's
Yep.
it's so fun because we are a conference, right? We are like 5 days of content. But when we asked last year everyone what was the thing you took from here, everybody said friendships. I was
Of
like,
course,
okay.
yeah.
So the conference idea is not actually a conference. It's much more the friendships, the ideas, the download of
Connections.
information. Yeah. And it's like connecting all these dots in your brain. And people said at the end on Sunday, which is the last day, and we are doing something new this year I want to share with you. On Sunday,
Okay.
everybody was like, the minds were going crazy because they had all these ideas, all these new people, these new projects,
Yeah.
new partnerships that they met. And they were like, what do I do with this now? So, because it's a lot, it's like you feel
Yeah.
so inspired. That's amazing. And then, so this year, I actually learned something with a friend of mine that we are implementing at the Nomad World, which is called, according to her, Integration Day. So
I like that.
yes, on Sunday we are doing like some things around the breath work, connecting with everything that you learn into action points in the guided way, so that you
Nice.
actually don't just learn, don't just get inspired, but
They know what to
actually
do next.
take
Yeah.
action points. Even if it's a small action, like register your domain, but
Yep.
you will download information, connect with some of the most cool people in the world, and then you will have this last day where before it was just go to the beach, etc. But we wanted to make it more meaningful, so we have this, the putting things into paper and actually let's plan it and let's make sure
I
that this is
love
not
that.
one more conference. We learn.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's so important because I think that it depends, whether it's a conference, an online community, a course, whatever it is, a lot of people just consume, but they don't actually take action on that consumption, right? They're just consuming and compiling information. So I love that. I think that's the perfect addition.
Yeah, I have this. I'm doing this retreat here in Sinai, and I keep repeating this. If knowledge was the problem, we'll all have six packs and be millionaires. And so it's actually the action that matters. It's taking the
Makes all
action
the
after the
difference.
knowledge. Yeah. I want to speak about action because one of the things you are doing very well in your community and in your business is exactly taking action, not just being a business, but offering an experience to all of your members. It's insane how many people randomly first know you are in your community and everybody speaks about the experience they have. And this is what you are bringing to the Nomad World, right? What are you? Can you just unveil the tip of what you are coming to share at Albufeira?
Sure. Yeah, for me, like experience is everything. And that's something that I really pride myself on providing, like a really great experience for people who come into my world, but also teaching them how to create excellent client experiences for their clients, which ultimately is client retention, but it's doing it really well. Because the truth of the matter is, I always say this, it's not really about how much your services are or what your services are or what niche you serve. It's about how you make your clients feel, whether they stick around and want to pay you and some amount of money. So we're going to be talking all about how to create a killer client experience. So from before a client even knows that you are in existence, all the way up to them parting with their money and beyond. I'm going to share with you lots of different ways that you can create a tailored client experience journey where you have these opportunities to sort of dazzle and delight your clients in ways that are unexpected. I feel like those are always the best client experiences, where you have this like unexpected wow factor. I guess you could call it the X factor, but that sounds cheesy. But it's kind of like giving service providers a framework in order to create an excellent client experience, which is going to put them in the next level league of service providers, VAs, freelancers. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to give actionable steps because I think we have that in common, that action is important, and a framework that they can implement well beyond the conference as well.
I really think that experience and community are the two most important things for the next 5 years. And actually, why, in my opinion, that you can stay safe from AI and AI taking your job, your business, etc. Because if you are real and you give an experience, people want to connect with you, right?
Absolutely.
Why do you think that most people spend most of their money in acquiring new clients instead of just trying to upsell to the ones that already bought from them? There is something weird where we spend 90% trying to do new sales, and rarely, except you and some other people, I think, no, I have this community. We are going to step 1, and then we have step 2, 3, 4, and we keep selling to them because they are already in. They're already built by what's in.
They already
So
believe in you, and
so much easier. Why do you think that people what are people missing about this? That it seems to be a common struggle. We are always talking about marketing, selling to new clients. We rarely talk about selling to your own community and keeping retention rates to actually make more money.
I think, if I'm really honest, I think that people are afraid of kind of like exhausting their audience. And I think that stems from a place of maybe not being confident in what you're offering, or feeling like maybe you haven't given back to that community in any other way but pitching them, perhaps. Or it could just be outright fear. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of different reasons, but I agree with you that most people are constantly looking for more and different contacts and different audiences. And I'm like, if you build something of value from the beginning and you nurture it and you treat it with love, you're all in it together, you know? So I think it could be a case of, you know, a combination of a few things, but mostly probably the feeling that maybe they're exhausting the audience. And they probably are if they feel that, because they probably haven't nurtured a community. That's what I would guess.
I love this. So let's go deeper on this one. We have 10 minutes, and I love this because, you know, something I'm very passionate about is communities, community building, community retention. And you have one of the most dynamic communities that I know, where people really engage with each other every day, help each other, and it's beautiful to see. I'm somehow hidden in the middle of your community, watching everything.
Wait, who's in the group?
Don't tell the manager.
Someone's in the group watching.
No, because I love that. First, I have a VA, and it's very important for me to see, and sometimes to hire, and sometimes to contact you about that, which is, I think, all entrepreneurs, it should be mandatory. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you need a VA. So that's another thing. We spoke about this before.
Another topic.
It will be mandatory in the future. But what I wanted to touch is, many people struggle with not just building, but keeping their community dynamic. Some people build, they feel lots of dynamism in the beginning. The first 1 month, it's new, it's exciting, and then it becomes a desert. What strategies are you using? And you are doing this for many years. It's not like you are doing this for 6 months. What strategies are you using to keep the community alive, not just alive, but thriving over so many years?
So I think one of the main things that I always do and that I prioritize is making sure that the community takes ownership of the community themselves. So they feel that it's theirs to do what they want with as well. It's not me dictating this is how things go and I'm the leader of this group or anything like that, which I think a lot of communities can be. And then it quickly dies out, or people get disillusioned with the leader, you know. So for me, it was always about making sure that people felt like it was their space, that they could bring to the table ideas, that they could show up the way that they are, that they feel like they belong, that they can collaborate with us and with other people, and creating opportunities for them to do that. So one of the a little bit weird ways we do that is we have the presidency in our student community. So 3 times a year now, for 8 weeks, somebody can take charge of the group and implement what they want to see. But it's a democratic process. They're voted in, they're nominated, then they're voted in, then they do their presidential address, and they put into action what they want to see in the group, because then you're going to see different perspectives, different ideas, different initiatives that you'd never have thought of yourself. So making it collaborative in that way, and it gives them that sense of ownership, which keeps them engaged, like lifelong, like this is their community, this is their home. Online, a lot of people refer to it as their home. So that's one of the main things we do. And I think other than that, it would be, just finding different ways to connect with people. So aside from just doing educational events or live streams, or there's just finding unique ways. We do creative gameplay sessions, for example, where we're not talking about work. We're just using our brains in a different way together. So I think it's just about approaching from different angles. Then, of course, there's the whole, making sure that people feel included and safe and that they belong, giving people personal attention when you can see that they're struggling. But overall, it's really about making other people feel like they have ownership over that community.
Wow. I honestly got goosebumps when you were explaining how you do it, because first, it's genius. Second, makes so much sense. Third, outside crypto, I never heard anything like that. Nobody doing it. I saw this in some Web3 communities that are voting rights and then NFTs and stuff. I never heard about this in the community. So, I know nothing about communities. I learned it.
You know everything about it.
how lucky in the position I am where I get to invite the coolest people and have conversations with them. Uh, I don't know, like not everybody's doing this. It's just the best in the world, honestly. Like,
But you know what that gives you? That gives you the power of being a connector. And I always say this, like people who run conferences, online, digital, offline communities, and podcast hosts. Those people are very well connected. And they can see the connections a mile off. They're like, oh, this person, that person, boom. They make stuff happen.
It's so true. So I said, many people come pitch, like I'm sure you get so many pitches as well about new stuff.
Yeah.
And I always say, well, I don't have money. Even if I had, I'm not investing in anything. I can make sure you are connected with the right people. I can make sure that your product makes sense to our community. And I can make sure that if you meet these people, if you really work it out, you will thrive. But that's all I can do for you. And it's all about this. And so don't come in and ask for introductions. I also hate to do introductions. It's literally like, tell me what you're building. If I really like you, if you like what you're building, I want to help you. We were just speaking before about the common Nathan that's building really cool stuff. And I said, no, I will connect you. I'll promote it for free. I will connect you with the people. And but what do you want in exchange? Nothing, actually. I really love what you're building. And that's it. No, but you need to have something to change. Not really. Thank you. So I think that's the power. Yeah, it's the power that we hold as kind of curators and connectors in this space.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Very cool.
What are you really excited about right now? What is keeping you awake and your head running?
Obviously, Nomad World. I just can't sleep at night. No, I'm very excited to come there. I think right now I'm really excited about some personal journeys that I'm taking, which is our move to Europe. I'm very excited. I need this change. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my 3-month trip at the end of the year, which starts with Nomad World and takes me around the world a couple of times before coming back. And I'm excited about taking some time off soon. I think it's really important that we all do that. And I'm going to give myself a good 3 to 4 weeks off in the next, after I have a launch coming up. And then after that, I'm going to chill for a while because I need it. I'm excited about it. Maybe I'll write in that time. Who knows?
Smart.
Who knows? Who knows?
And if you have to give one advice, just short advice for the people before the Nomad World, so the people that are coming, we don't need to sell. People come, they will see the content.
If you vibe, you vibe.
Exactly. Vibe with us because the best people are coming. But if you have one advice, many people go unprepared for conferences and end up to feel overwhelmed because so many people, so many ideas. When you go to these kind of conferences, is there something that you do beforehand to prepare yourself? Like, do you set any goals? How do you approach it, or how would you advise people coming to approach the conference so they don't feel overwhelmed and they have kind of a strategy inside on how they what they want to get from it, intentions?
So I used to go into conferences with the idea of like, what are my intentions for this conference? What do I want to get out of this? But I switched that because that put so much pressure to like have an outcome, to have like, I'm going to get a client or I'm going to, whatever. So I totally removed that. And I made my goal that I want to make 3 new friends, just 3 new friends that I can truly consider friends. Not just like loose acquaintances, like people who I want to have a Zoom call every month with after this or every 2 weeks, people I genuinely care about and who care about me. So I always make that my goal now because that totally relieves the pressure of being like, what do you do for work? Because then you can be like, hey, like, what's your favorite dinosaur? Can we be compatible as friends?
Please, let's do an event that will start with so. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus, obviously. But I always start with the basis of like, my intention for this is to make some friends, make 3 friends. And if I make more, fantastic, then bonus. And then when I'm actually at the event, I always give myself the out. Like if I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I am someone who gets overwhelmed, if it's a big room with a lot of people and it's all day, like I'll give myself the space to be like, I'm going for a walk. And if I'm feeling overwhelmed right now, I'm not going to be hearing what this speaker is saying. I'm not going to be hearing what this person, I'm not going to connect with people. It's better for me to go take care of myself and come back. So I'll take a walk in nature, and then you can invite people. Is anyone else feeling overwhelmed and want to take a walk? There's a way to make friends right away. So I really take the pressure off of like the business side, because that comes naturally when you're in a place of like calm,
I love it. Actually, in Albufeira, you don't go for a walk, you go for a swim. Different
There you go.
perspectives, same solution. It's like, I'm
That's
feeling
it.
overwhelmed. Let's go for a swim. And that's
Yeah,
what we do.
I love that. I'm excited to see that area. I haven't been there before.
Oh, it's so good. So we have our first stage is normal auditorium, 10 minutes from the beach, with our second stage in the afternoon, and where the Nomad Village, so all the sponsors, all the co-working space is literally one step from the sand at the beach.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, we literally, like, we do panels in the afternoons and we do other activities, and people in between panels go for a swim and they come back and they keep going fresh, because sometimes it's a little bit hard. I was just watching it, like, we never know what will happen when you organize the first one, right? I was just watching this and like, damn, this is it. This is so my image on how I would approach a conference. Like, be short, go for a swim, don't be too professional, don't bring a suit. This will not work here. Bring the swim shirt and flip-flops instead.
I love that. I feel like I need to make it mandatory after my talk that everybody is already wearing swimwear. So at the end, we're like, let's go swim.
Yes, and then everybody goes swim with you, and it's the biggest party in the world.
Well, I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited.
Beautiful. So I will not take more of your time, because we'll have a lot of time to hang out this year. I want to let you tell us, where should people reach out to you in a beautiful manner. So don't reach out, say, hey, Sarah, I need your help. Just participate in something. Say, hey, Sarah, I saw you on the Nomad World stream. I really love what you're building. I would love to X. And yeah, give something before you take. Taking that into account, where should people go and reach out to you and follow what you're doing?
Sure. And thank you for that. That's a good tip. Here on LinkedIn, Hannah Dixon, or my website, digitalnomadkit.com. You will find all our social links there, Instagram, Facebook group if you want to join. There's a free challenge coming up this month if you want to learn to be a VA. So check that out. You'll see it on my profiles.
Awesome. Send me over the details. I'll put in my newsletter as well, because I love what you're doing. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for joining the Nomad World. I'm so excited for the people to learn in real life with you. I think it's going to be absolutely legendary. And thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
I'm excited. Good to see
you. thenomadworld.org. That's where you have to go to buy tickets. The tickets are the cheapest that you'll ever find. It's unbelievable. Less than 100 euros for a conference with the best people in the world. I'm not sure what else you want from life, but this is pretty much it. So go to thenomadworld.org, come to Albufeira, be legendary, connect with 3 friends. I'll make sure you connect with 500 people, but you'll meet the 3 best friends that will change your life. And I'm pretty much sure that one of the persons that will change your life is this person right here. 100%.
And this one, so you only got one left then. Choose wisely.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you next week with another guest. Until then, have fun and make sure you buy your tickets. Bye-bye.